Hi listener, it's Ben here. And yes, unfortunately, this is one of those little episodes I make when there's been a delay in the main episode. Thankfully, it's just until later this month, but unfortunately, just a bunch of other work things and also some technical issues have delayed being able to put this out on time. Don't worry, the technical issues have not affected the recording. We definitely recorded a great chat with our guest, Leena van Deventer, about Discworld Noir, and I will bring that to you later in July. But for now, I thought I'd give you a little tease of that conversation by sharing with you something I was planning to cut out. This is a little part of the conversation from right near the end of the episode where I posed an extra question to the ones you asked to Leena. Maybe if I can ask you a question, if someone played Discworld Noir or watched it, if they couldn't play it, and they really enjoyed it, are there any modern games or even just other games that are easier to get hold of and play these days that you might recommend as a good other game? Like whether that's an adventure game or something with a similar tone, what would we recommend?
So I looked that up because I anticipated that question.
Very good.
So I searched on the Interactive Fiction archive for Discworld and Pratchett, and unfortunately the closest match that came up was in German. So that's a deep cut for our European listeners who speak German. You might have a good time there.
Look, Sven, our frequent question answerer is in Germany. So is there...
Oh, great.
If you've got a link to one, please send it. I'll put it in the episode notes.
I will, I'll send it. There is absolutely no way I can pronounce that with any level of respect that the people listening deserve, but it's Ein Schweibenwelt Adventure.
Yeah. I think that's German for Discworld. I think.
Oh, Scheibenwelt. Oh, that makes sense. By Raphael Kirschke. That's at the Interactive Fiction database.
So that's like a fan game in terms of it's not like officially licensed. I mean, not necessarily. It's not very good. I mean, it could be great.
It says, Ein Fantasy Adventure aus Terry Pratchett's Verrückte Scheibenwelt. There you go.
Okay.
I think anything I would recommend similar, that's obviously not noir or anything like that. That's okay. It's a love letter to Discworld, but I think the most exciting things in this space are indies and, tiny little hobbyist projects. I hate the word hobbyist because I think it's sort of...
It feels a bit demeaning, doesn't it?
It's only useful for the taxman. It's not really like the craft is the same. Like it's not, if you're making a game, you're making a game. But yeah, I think with, I don't want to say franchise or content or any of those ugly taxman words either, but with a universe so beloved as this, I think what really shines is the fan-made stuff. So I think I haven't played that German game because I don't speak German, so I don't know if it's any good, but it seems to be appreciated by people. And I always want to look at what the indies are doing in response to these things. In terms of like an actual noir game that's similar, I'm going to be boring again and say LA Noir is a good one. But check all the regular places. Check the Interactive Fiction archives. Check Itch.io. Check, Steam. Check all these things for the kinds of genres you like, and put in all your keywords and see what comes up, because indies need your support right now. Like it's real rough out there. Like we talked about the drama of this game, and it's got nothing on what's going on these days. Like it's really hard. So yeah, try and get out there and support the little indies if you can. That would be my advice. My request.
I think that's a good request. I did buy a game recently because all of the reviews kept saying it had a Terry Pratchett style sense of humor. And now I can't remember what it's called because I haven't had a chance to play it yet. I only just bought it. The game in question is the isometric role-playing game Esoteric Ebb from Swedish designer Christopher Bodegard. It's a Disco Elysium feel in terms of how it works. It's a role-playing game, but your stats that describe who you are like personalities in your head, and you're trying to be a cleric in a very over-the-top, silly, funny fantasy world. So it feels like its big inspirations are like Dungeons & Dragons, Disco Elysium, and maybe comedy stuff like Monty Python and Terry Pratchett, even though those two are not the same, but those seem like two kind of influences. So I'll look up that game. I'll share it. I would recommend... I think these are games we might have mentioned in previous episodes talking about the others, but I think the Excavation of Hobbs Barrow is a good kind of indie kind of adventure game that has that kind of cosmic horror stuff going on. Much more serious in tone. It's not, there are moments of levity, but it's not a comedy game. And I've just started playing, and I haven't got very far into it, Powerhoof's The Drifter, which is a great little adventure game. The voice acting in it is so good, and the animation is so good, and the story so far, I'm only a little way in, is really good. So yeah, maybe it's not a very similar tone, but I think if you want a good modern adventure game, it's a little irreverent. I think it's a little cheeky. I
think if you want the detectiveness of it, I've just remembered Overboard, one of my all-time favorites over the last couple of years. That's on mobile as well as PC and Mac, I think. That's done by the Inkle folks, so John Ingold and everyone from Inkle. That seems to be like they're from the UK, and they would be the perfect spiritual successor to doing this kind of work. Like if they were to reboot this game, I think they would be the ones that I would say that's in safe hands with. And Overboard's really fun. It's like a deduction. It's not a whodunit, it's a you-done-it. So you killed someone, and you have to try and stop people from finding out that it was you.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really, it flips it around a bit, and it's thrilling, and the writing's very quippy without being Whedon-esque. And sort of, it's got that real replayability, because you only know what was a mistake after you've made it. So it's really fun to go back and, if you want to get your detective on, that's a really solid one. Oh,
that's cool. Yeah. You've made me think of detective games now. Probably the cutest one, and it does have a good sense of humor, and it's very brightly colored, so it's not very noir, but Tangle Tower is a great little detective game, and they're just about to release a sequel to it. There is an earlier game in the series as well, but Tangle Tower is a very good like little murdery mystery where you play a pair of detectives, so you kind of split up and you get to be one and then the other. And one of them's kind of pretty earnest and the other one's very sarcastic, so you have this nice dynamic between the two characters as well. And I really love, and it's more of a puzzle game, but it is a deduction puzzle game. The Golden Idol games as well are really great. Yeah. So there you go. There's a few. If you enjoy solving the puzzles in this, maybe one or more of those will tickle your fancy. There were some great games recommended there. Leena found the fan-made German Discworld game Ein Schweibenwelt Adventure. Also recommended Inkle's Overboard. I mentioned Esoteric Ebb, although I couldn't remember its name in the actual recording. Also The Excavation of Hobbs Barrow, The Drifter, Tangle Tower, The Case of the Golden Idol, and The Rise of the Golden Idol, which are the two Golden Idol games. And I'm going to throw in one more for good measure, and actually it's three more because it's a trilogy. The Frog Detective games are a lot of fun. They're very, very short, so if you don't want to commit yourself to a long game, or if you haven't played a lot of games before, this might be a fun place to start. They are very silly little adventure games in which you solve one crime. The first one is The Haunted Island. The second one is The Case of the Invisible Wizard. And the third one is something along the lines of Corruption at Cowboy County or something like that. It's a very silly Western theme. They're from local Melbourne game designers Grace Bruxner and Thomas Bowker. And of note, the soundtrack for these games is by friend of the podcast and friend of Leena van Deventer, Dan Golding. So yes, we would very much recommend those games. They're very silly and a lot of fun. But that's it. Thank you for listening to this little snippet. I hope that's whet your appetite for our full episode about Discworld Noir. What games would you recommend if someone has played and enjoyed Discworld Noir? There's certainly no shortage of detective games, and in fact, it's a fascinating genre to work in because figuring out exactly how you're going to give the player the experience of feeling like they have solved a mystery while still playing a game and being able to follow what they're doing is not as simple as it might seem. So there's lots of different ways to do it. Games have tried it in all kinds of different ways. And in fact, all of the games that we've recommended in this little mini episode try it in little different ways. So if you've played a great detective game, whether it's noir or not, maybe share it with us. And if you've played a great game that you think has a similar sense of humor to the Discworld, share that with us too. We'd love to hear it. One last thing before I go, just so you don't have to wait until the full episode comes out, I'll let you know that our next episode in August will be discussing The Magic of Terry Pratchett. Yes, Mark Burroughs' first full biography of the man himself. Will we do the other one? Of course we will. But first, we're doing the one that came out first. So if you want to read The Magic of Terry Pratchett and send us in any questions that you might have about it. The hashtag to do that on social media is PratChat95, or you can send us an email at chat@pratchatpodcast.com. But until our full episode comes out, thank you once again for listening. And remember, if you didn't do it, who did?